Hello everyone, welcome to the short Connected Camps video on how to properly install and play on the modded survival server. There are going to be 3 major steps and troubleshooting at the end of the video for getting this working properly. So follow along and pause where you need. Let's get started. First things first, you will need to have the newest version of Java downloaded before we can even touch anything Minecraft related. If you type in download Java into your internet search bar and click on the first link there, you should be good to go. So I'm going to type in download Java right there. And you see we've got download Java, free Java software. You can click on any of these 2 links right here. And what you're going to see is this short little page with a red download right here. I want you to click on Java download and then agree and start free download. Once it starts going, you're going to see a pop-up in the bottom left of your computer. Go ahead and hit yes to anything that pops up. It is very safe. It's very fine for your computer. Once that starts going, you're going to hit yes and install on all the next pop-ups until Java kind of finishes doing its thing. And you'll see it on my computer. I already have Java downloaded, but it should be pretty fast. It should take less than 3-4 minutes. I'm going to hit install. It's going to go real fast. Just like that, we are already halfway done. And as soon as that is good to go, it might ask you if it detects an older version of Java installed to uninstall it. Don't worry if you don't see this option. If it doesn't pop up at all, don't worry about it. Your Java is still working fine. But if this does pop up and it says you should uninstall this old version, you probably should. I have exactly that right here. Out of date Java versions detected. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and hit uninstall. Go ahead and get rid of those. Those can be security risks for your computer. So it's good to get rid of them and just install the latest version. And just like that, we have successfully installed Java. Now, on to step 2. Now we are going to install the Feed the Beast launcher, also known as FTB Launcher. You may have noticed in the OutSchool Classroom page that there's a file attached to one of the posts with the very same name we're looking for. You can see it right here, ftblauncher.jar. We're going to go ahead and click on that, and it should automatically download to the bottom left. If it asks keep the file because it may be harmful, say keep. The file is harmless, I promise. Once we got that, I want you to go ahead and open the file. And if you have Java working correctly, you should see a little coffee cup as the logo. If anything pops up, hit OK, let it load. And you might get something that says launcher update available. If you want to go ahead and hit yes, just to update that real quick, you can get the newest and greatest version of the FTB launcher. So that should take just a second to download, repop back up, just like that, and boom, perfect. You can close out of that little big old text box, a text log. We don't need that at all. But once you get into the launcher, you're gonna find the Feed the Beast mod packs here at the top. Click on that. You should be already on it when you get into there, but once you do so, you're going to get a big old list of mod packs right here. It's going to be probably over 50 different mod packs we can choose from, but we're going to be looking for one called FTB Infinity Evolved. For me, it's less than halfway down, and I can show you what the picture looks like exactly. Boom. FTB Infinity Evolved. It's got this nice darker purple background with very nice yellow text. I didn't have to scroll down too far, but it's right around this HC and the one that looks kind of like a brain right here. So once we click that, we should be able to hit the launch button. And once we get to this part, it's quite simple. All you have to do is put in your Minecraft login information. But don't worry, it is completely safe. You don't have to worry about anyone getting into your account. This is a very trusted launcher. So go ahead and type in your information now. Perfect. Now that we've got that done, you should see the mod pack downloading at the top left. Now, depending on how powerful your computer is and how well your internet speed does downloading things, it should go pretty fast. If you have trouble downloading things sometimes, this download might be a little slow. But this isn't the long download, so this shouldn't take too long at all. But once we've got this, we are almost ready to start playing. And done. Now on to step 3. Step 3 is pretty simple, but also pretty important to getting the modded survival server and the whole mod pack working perfectly. So what we're going to need to do is we're going to have to ask our computer to allow more RAM, which is basically more memory for our computer to use. So what we can do first is go to this options tab up at the top, and because we're going to have so many mods in this mod pack going, our computer might have a hard time handling it. So the first thing you might notice is you might get a little red arrow right here. It says your system is using a 32-bit version of Java. This will limit Minecraft. That is not good. If you see this red arrow right here, if you see that message, go ahead and hit the download Java 64-bit, just like that. It's going to go to the bottom left side of your computer. I want you to go ahead and just open that up. And basically that just means you have a different version. You have a different 8-bit, or not 8-bit. Oh geez, okay. So what that means is basically you have a different version than what we downloaded originally from Java. There's a 32-bit and a 64-bit. Most people will have the 64-bit. So you might get that error, and you're going to want to just install the 64-bit version of Java if Feed the Beast tells you to do so. Once we get that going though, that should say you have installed Java successfully. We can go back to Feed the Beast, and just to refresh the page a little bit, I don't think it'll change on its own. You're going to have to exit out of it and go ahead and type Feed the Beast Launcher into your search bar and just reopen that back up. And now we shouldn't get that red error anymore, and we can actually change our slider pretty high, pretty much to all the RAM in your computer that it can hold. So a good number for the slider to be at is probably around 4 gigabytes of RAM, right around there. Now, you might be wondering, how much RAM do I have in my computer? So for Windows, it's pretty straightforward. I'm going to want you to go down to the bottom left side of your computer where it has the Start menu search bar. I want you to type either computer or my PC, depending if you have Windows 10. I have Windows 10 and I have my PC, this PC. I want you to right click on it, don't regular click on it, right click on it, hit properties. And right here you can see installed memory, RAM. I've got 16 gigabytes of RAM in my computer. That's a lot of RAM, especially for playing Minecraft. Some people usually have around 8 gigabytes of RAM, maybe 4. If you have around 8 or higher, I would recommend making the slider at least 4. If you have less than 4, I'd make the slider at least 2 or 3. For Mac, it's also pretty straightforward. All you have to do is go to the Apple menu and select About This Mac. You're going to see the memory section there, where it's going to show you how much RAM you have. You're going to see gigabytes or GB. That's just basically a big old number for how much your computer can hold. So basically what we're going to want to have is around 4 gigabytes on the slider right here, and that should be good, because now we are about ready to run our mod pack. Once you have logged in, once you're ready to go, all you have to do is hit launch and you are good. But stay tuned for just a couple troubleshooting problems that we've run into and maybe we can help with. So now on to a couple common problems. One of the most common problems is not having the right version of Java installed. Like I said before, there is a 32-bit and a 64-bit version of Java. When you install the Feed the Beast launcher and go to the Options tab, like I said, you're going to see that red text sometimes. So remember, you need to download the correct version. It's gonna yell at you and say, hey, Minecraft might not be able to run at full capacity. Download the right version. So if you see that red text, make sure to follow along with it. Just do what it says. It's trying to help you. The second most common problem is long loading times. While launching for the first time, loading time shouldn't take more than 10 minutes. But since we're loading so many mods, you're probably going to get quite a long loading time your first time in. Don't worry, that's completely okay. There's over 150 different mods we're trying to download. But if it takes more than 10 minutes, or if it freezes halfway through, you might want to allow more RAM for your computer to use, which we talked about in part 3. But you'll just go to your options tab and just allow a little bit more, especially if it's been freezing and crashing. Just allow a little bit more RAM, and that should help. Never go over your RAM amount. That could mess with your computer a lot too. Well, that's it. Hopefully you can get onto the modded survival server now. If you guys have any troubles at all, please go through and watch the video again. The most important part is probably getting the right version of Java installed. But if you have any questions, please talk to a counselor or admin on the server. Thank you guys for watching, and have a wonderful day.